Happy New Year, everyone. I wanted to try and get my podcast in since I will be releasing episodes every Wednesday. And I planned on staying home for New Year's Eve, but I actually had an old friend or current friend. I don't want to say old, but have known this person for a while. I don't know how long a while, it's a few years. Great person, and that's why friends, good friends, are hard to find people. So, I again was planning on keeping it low key tonight. If a lot of people don't realize, I'm sometimes pretty introverted. Um, I like to save my nights out for something really, really, really cool, and this night obviously is going to be amazing. And uh, I want to kind of share more about what we have planned coming up in the show. I have some great guests lined up, and I want to give you a hint. I'm super excited to have my first guest, or one of my first guests. And I'm going to drop this name, and if you are familiar with this name, then it will give you a clue on who the guest will be. It won't be this name, but it's going to be somebody associated with this name. And the name is Camila Vargas. Ooh, that lady is a badass. And it's funny. If you Google her, I don't know what's going to come up, but she looks like my mother to me. She's a strong lady, um, and a badass. That's all I can say. But that's not who we're going to have on the show. We're going to have somebody that works with her every single day. And I'm not going to drop the name yet because I want it to be a surprise. But I just want you guys to get excited as I am. Sorry, I am just starting to film these podcasts. So I don't really quite know where to look. And my lighting isn't really good. But I figured I'd just go ahead and shoot it. I'll be getting better lighting. Oh my God, my hair sucks too. But I guess I hope that, you know, um, our future, near future, immediate future being this new year coming up, new decade, but the first of the decade, we hit our goals. My goal was to actually have video for my podcast, so this looks like it's gonna happen. There you go. Have a goal, small goals, and hit it. Also, I want to give another hint for another guest I'm going to have, and this guy, if you know the name Rappin' Fote, then chances are you've heard of this kid. So that's another hint for another future guest. I think I mentioned that I run a marketing company currently. I have started looking into kind of recording some classes that I can make available online. I put a poll out and on my Facebook page for my marketing company, and I asked everyone, and on my Instagram, I asked everyone what they wanted to learn more in design or Premiere. And both of these programs are made by Adobe, and they are design programs. One's video editing and the other is layout. And I got responses, and most of the responses are for video. So I was surprised by that. I don't know why, but well, video editing, I don't mean to ramble off on a tangent, but when I run my marketing company, sometimes we put together short videos. You have to know how to kind of put videos together, right? And I know some people that are really great at it from their phone. Shout out to Kevin Kent. He puts together these awesome movie-like videos from his phone. I mean, I'm not quite there, but I'm more desktop kind of video editing. And the programs I use for that is a free software. It's industry software, and you can get the upgraded version. But the free software, they still say is considered industry standard. And industry standard basically means it's fit for the industry. Actual editors, video editors, film editors, they use this software. So if it's good enough for them, it's good enough for anyone. So the name of that software is DaVinci Resolve. It's not an Adobe program, but I highly recommend it. And I'm not sure what the course is going to entail yet. I just started kind of doing the outline, the itinerary, or thinking about the itinerary. My background is, I don't want, it's bad to say it's jack of all trades, because if you're a jack of all trades, you're the master of none. But when you have a career in a design field, you tend to be asked to wear a lot of hats and expected to wear a lot of hats. And that's something I found out very early on, being a graphic designer since before the year 2000. So I've been doing this for a very long time, guys. That might show my age, but I'm not hiding my age. But the year of 2000 was also known as Y2K, and that was a time that digital online took over the world. And before then, I was doing a lot of newspaper layout, print layout, and then I realized all of the job openings were for a graphic artist and web designer combined. You must know Photoshop, Dreamweaver at the time, and they wanted somebody that was a website designer but also did graphics, and so you were expected, if you wanted to get a good paying job, to be able to do both. Now they've separated again. It's not like that anymore. There's so many industries or so many job positions you could get in the design world, thankfully. But through this process, I went back to school and I got a multimedia degree, and I learned how to do video editing, coding, animation, and effects, After Effects, which is a badass software. Many animations, cartoons, 3D. I don't know. Just look it up. It's a really great program. I also you tend to use them all. So I'm thinking about doing a class that is more of an overview of the life, not the life, but the career of a graphic designer, and how and why and when to use the entire Adobe Creative Suite, which includes all of those softwares. And it's a well-made software that all of these programs work together, which sounds like, duh, like they should all work together from same maker, right? But not everybody knows how to use them together. So I'm thinking about doing a class on that. There's a lot of surprises in store in 2020, some personal things, good personal things that I will talk about later on in the upcoming months that is going to be taking over, I'm sure, some of the things that I talk about, because I do want to mix a little bit of my personal life. And I'm trying to figure out what this podcast should be about. I think I mentioned in the first episode that I really like entertainment and, reporting on the news, celebrity. If there's a huge news story, of course, I want to talk about it. But I also, run a marketing company, so kind of leads me to talk about that, because it's things that I am involved in daily. And if I can share that with my listeners, hopefully you will find some value with that. And I just wanted to wrap up this segment. I started doing the show, my weekly podcast, yesterday before I went out, before our New Year's Eve celebration, and I just wanted to close out the show. I wanted to wish everyone the best year ever. I wanted to shout out Lisa D. Amato. Last night, I didn't know she was going to be at the Viper Room, which is where I ended up. And it was so great to see this beautiful person in person. I've never met her previous to last night, but I've been a fan of hers. She won America's Next Top Model. She's beautiful in person. She's got a great story. And then I seen her on Shark Tank. I saw her and she did amazing, and I'm so happy for her. And she just, so let me tell you what happened. We went to the club, my friend, super cool Herman Watson, let me go ahead and shout him out, with his brother, and we were by the stage, and I saw Lisa and I recognized her, and then she went on stage and she killed it. So she was performing with Mickey Avalon, and it was so fun, and she was just like the sweetest person. And I am asking her to be on the show. Everyone go follow Lisa D. Amato and tell her you want to see her on the Slam TV podcast with Angee Smallz. Okay, guys? Thank you so much for taking time out to listen today. And I can't wait to give you guys more of the show and build on it. And this is super fun for me to do. And that's one of the main reasons I am doing this show. I always have a bad habit of launching a bunch of projects, and this one is something that I'm doing solely for creative purposes. And so I think it's going to be